And you can see right away, there's that initial map with everyone dropping in. Of course, Slurpy Swamp and the new Coral Castles in play. We see 2 players over at Coral Castles and a number of players at the surrounding islands now, as we're going to hop on board here with our qualifier number 2 winner, NRG's Benji Fishy, who's in a tough spot already at 25 HP, trying to go straight to a pistol medal, but gets taken down. Krage is going to be on the other side of that. You also see Teeks picking up an early elim as well.
Qualifier, and they're going to be used good here. 25 more damage onto this player will eliminate them. We saw that 75 tag come through. Zeston, though, taking a lot of damage, and they are going to be able to pick up the elimination, but the third party's coming in. Edit not going to come through in time. That's going to allow the player to go out and away. But Vino, in this area, needs to finish it quickly. This is the story of solos. If you don't finish your fights quick enough, you're going to get third partied. Player, though, managing to stay alive and play a little bit of back and forth. The edit on the cone comes through, a big hit from Vino, but who's going to come out on top? Vino hits another one, but down to 16 HP. Ooh, and the jump up gonna come through, and Vino does end up picking up the elimination.
Don't exactly see who is on the other, but they're right over kind of in this northeast passageway, just on one of the edge houses. It can be really difficult if you get bogged down in a fight there. You can see a little bit of smoke coming from the campfire, so you know the player is on at least some form of injured damage to him. Edison trying to track down big 43 white tag there, and he's gonna follow them up right away. That was 6 who was on the other side of that.
And that's one of those elims you get, and you know they're going to be coming in to your DMs after. You're like, why'd you, oh, what? I can't believe you came across me and elim me. And that's one, you just got to path a little bit better on your rotation. As we move over to a big fight here between Mitro and Axforce. Mitro finally in here yet again, had an amazing qualification run. As Axforce is trying to get out with the crash pad, Mitro continuously peppering him there with that AR, and the wall almost getting taken. Mitro takes a big hit, though. This is not looking good here from shields are cracked as well. Axforce took the defense and immediately put it back on offense, and Mitro is looking really, really bad here. He's got to make a good play. Then it comes out, and he makes an amazing play. He just 50-50s him. He says, you know what? I've got a charge. You got attack. I'm going to take it. And he ends up on top. Luckily able to get out of it. Now putting the pressure back down. He looked like he was on the offense and then back on the defense. That little step back to get the big shield really is going to allow him to go a little bit more aggressive here. The shots are going in. That player going to miss. He's going to drop into a box that's not his. He does a lot of damage, but I don't know if that's where he wants to be, but a clean shot onto Kumu is going to get the elimination.
We kind of talk about the rhythm over the course of these 6 games. It's really important in the first 2 games to kind of establish yourself, because once you're in these set lobbies, you don't just get to go and queue back up. It's not, okay, I get to reset and face somebody else at the drop, as RQS Heat just absolutely ends Train H Matfi there with a brilliant shot. Otherwise, just kind of collect yourself and go next, as we have a 3-way fight going on here.
This is an awkward one, too, with Light coming in, being the third party. He actually may end up picking both. He doesn't. One of them ends up going away, but he comes out the victor. A very well-placed third party timing. It was just beautiful. He came in, got the elims, and now he's sitting on a bunch of extra mats.
And you don't really want to get caught in this area. It can be really difficult to disengage through here. He eats another really big shot there. That was the charge shotgun from his opponent. 103 on the other side. He turns that fight around. Apologist Flygon, well, apologies to you as you miss out on the first round of placement points. Everyone in the lobby getting 1, and Krej is also picking up an extra one for that elim. That's his 2nd.
So far, his shots are coming through on the passive. He gets a little surprise attack, and now he's looking to go aggressive. This should be a good elimination here for him, as there's nobody nearby. He doesn't have to worry about third parties coming down the mountain. No one's looking here on the backside. He can spin as many mats as he wants. He's got a lot of trees to farm up all around him. So a very, very, very good fight to take, as he got that initial damage, and now the wall being taken. I think this is going to be the elimination here for him. That player in the box, and yes, passive did not play passive enough there.
Close it out, but the player has already disengaged and put another box of space. Great 61 shot through the pre-edited wall, but not quite able to find it. Is well above the Storm Surge threshold. However, only 1 player will have to go down, so that pop-up should disappear shortly here if Krej is able to close this one out for his 3rd elimination. He's desperately seeking for it, but this player's doing a good job of fending him off, and that shot's going to back him off again. But Andalex, the FNCS Duos champ that Monster had talked about, goes down to Krejcik for his 3rd elimination. He has now eliminated 10% of the players that has gone down, 3 of the 30 in his hands, but Noah Riley smells blood in the water like it's Shark Week, and he goes and he gets that one as well. He's going to end Krejcik's run. He'll go down there with 4 early points, but Noah Riley is going to be the benefactor of all that loot now.
Almost a giant slayer there from Krejcik. Benji and Dillix could have taken down Noah Riley. That would have been insane if he was able to do it. Going down too short. it still has got to give him confidence going in. I believe the first time we've seen him there in these round 3s as we swap over to Vestroki, who's in a back and forth storm battle with Tayson, is going to get the elimination. Jamside, no stranger to that as well, has put himself in a good spot to pick some elims up, especially if that zone does end up pulling a little bit towards him. Now, with where it is, it's going to be very hard for him to pull that zone, but he does have the crash pad, so rotation should be fine. He's actually going to look to get a box on this player, and he does, and Freddy gets boxed up and eliminated quickly. And that's the Fortilla loot as well. Ocean's burst rifle and Ocean's bottomless chug jug coming in clutch there. And unfortunately, I said it. I said save it. I want to see him do well. And unfortunately, falling. But again, there's 5 games left there for them. They can turn it around. Destin, though, in an awkward spot. He's got 2 players standing behind him. Got a player in front of him trying to hold him out. You see nice beams, so he's actually going to pick up the elimination on Kizzy. And you talk about the ovation players. Noah Riley picks up another elim as well. Teak is actually going to be eliminated. Another player that is qualified for every weekend round 3 moment is out of the game already.
Yeah, and that's going to be huge from Xqueezy there because he was hurting on mats. He had no hard mats at all. He had 0 metal, very little brick going through and having to burn through it. And a second elimination right there, courtesy falling right on top of Lava's head from the French player for Grizzly, trying to find a little bit of his own space. He did pull zone in the half in, half out. You can see in that bottom right-hand corner. When we talk in, half out, that is zone number 5. It's when the circle starts to overlap where the previous safe zone was. And then from circle 6 onward, as Psycho ends up getting picked up there with a nice cheeky little edit from Bad Sniper through the cone. Going to pick that one up. From circle 6 onward, it will be full move-in zone, which means the new safe zone is always outside of where the previous one is. Not going to get the little bounce they need to, but no eliminations being picked up either, and 50 players still remain, so everyone getting their second placement point.
He's in a really awkward spot on this side of zone. Luckily, he's going to be able to find elimination onto Felix, who ended up getting focused by everybody. He's going to want to go for those materials and such, but
to hold this as well as the floppers to go late if he needs to, but you see everyone else beginning to rotate past him as the server catches up a little bit.
With 4 elims, he's looking really good. Launchpad going to be used again. He only had 2 in his inventory. We see a lot of big names going down. Snappy, Bad Sniper going down there to Micho. He's, though, with a really good second rotation in his zone. He's going to find a tarp, and that's going to be Nebby, who unfortunately did not have any luck today. Does go down. He wants to, you see that, wants to go for the loot. Didn't want to be too greedy for it. Wanted to make sure everything was clear. All the angles were good for him. And he picks up elimination number 5. He also picks up a crash pad as well. 105 builds at this stage of the game is really good for him. He's got, I would say, more than the entire lobby. His Mitro is going to fall. He's going to have to look for that crash pad rotation. That's what he's going for. We saw him do that before. That shotgun shot up above, but he's got to be careful. Player in his box up. He's going to take down Tinsel. A huge elimination in number 6.
Number 6, he also gets a crash pad, which he'll chain into another crash pad using that forward momentum. Nope, not quite going to get that. That was actually server replay catching up, but has the 4 floppers to end up hanging out in the back of zone. Now he's going to see if he can't recycle any of those floppers. Maybe look for a late high ground play. Still has 2 more floppers, but he's being harassed from the edge of zone. Finds the crash pad, looks for the charge shotgun shot. Not quite going to get it. Puts himself in the cone. Should probably find time to pop those minis as well, but just chilling on the 88 effective HP. Kiriachi does finally go down to rifle it just outside the top 20. Deceptos picks up Thomas HD. Xqueezer does get knocked down as Noah's Riley picks up Rafe Scarred as well. That's AR Bothel picking him up there. Brilliantly done to take it. However, Jamside still up on the high ground. Kiko, AR Bothel below him. Hardfight running the low ground in a suite of players in between Noah Riley and Deceptos being 2 names among them. Right now, Noah Riley continuing his explosive run onto the scene. Brilliant so far through all of the FNCSs. He struggled in the first week, 84th place, but then brought it back in qualifier number 2, and now he's just bringing it permanently. 5 eliminations so far. Found a second there as well with 2A also getting ticked over. So again, top 12, almost into the top 10, which is what you're looking for out of these players.
And just dominant performances weekend after weekend after weekend here from Noah Riley. I mean, at this point, I'm not expecting anything less. On the other hand, Jamside up above. We'll see how he ends up closing it out. We saw almost losing high ground there earlier, but was able to secure it. Friox, though, a relatively unknown player to most of the European competitive scene, is doing well. 2 eliminations. He's getting almost into that top 10 threshold, which everybody's looking for. Rifla is going to fall there to a player. Jamside going to be contested there, is going to get the elimination. Very good play there for him. I believe that's going to be Deceptos going down. Friox on the backside, still just playing that zone. Still just rotating. Still just trying to keep his HP up. He does have floppers. He does have crash pads to make things crazy. He's got extra minis there as well in case he takes any damage. He has to recuperate it. AR Baffo up above as well. Jamside looking to get that elimination. Jamside is running out of mats. Only 14 with a nice clean shot there onto that player, taking him down. It's going to be Baffo going down. 5 eliminations here from Jamside. He's looking to close out on top. He's running out of mats. 7 builds remaining. It's going over these builds that are hardening every moment. With a nice drop down there. KS Wood going to go down. Jamside with a nice shot again and again, but he's taking a lot of damage. He's got Kid Shockwave Launcher. He's trying to use it. Top 3 coming through. Last moments here. Nice shot there from Jamside, but he's not going to be able to turn it around as Cryox is going to pick up the elimination there. But a beautiful play from Jamside.
18 points, 4 eliminations, and the Victor Royale. Jamside, though, and Noah Riley, with a solid placement, 6 and 5 eliminations respectively, are right behind him.
Yeah, and one thing here, Noah, obviously we saw the mid-game elims that he had. The rest of the organization OVA that we kind of highlighted in that, sure, they might have gotten a bunch of elims mid-game, but